now for my font size, I'm making it 14 semi-bold. Auto height 0% letter spacing. So I align both of them together. I give it a spacing of 8 pixels between the icon and the text, supposedly text. So I'm done with that for now. So the next thing I'm going to be creating is sections. So in the ebook, we are supposed to have, this is the home page. So we're supposed to have trendy and popular section for the books. So the popular section is giving you books that are popular and people are actually reading at that point in time. And trendy is more like the newer version of books and what is in trend right now, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to start with the text, and my text is supposed to be 16 pixels, and I'm making it bold. So let's start with trending. So I meant to give the left align. So I drag it here. So it says 32 pixels from the top. Then I need another letter, another text again for the view more. So I'm making it 12. So all right, view more. All right, so I select the trendy and view more, and I auto align it. So I keep it together. Well, now if you notice, it is not reaching this ending of the grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do spacing between. So I don't need to manually change it every time I adjust anything. So yeah, it snaps to the grid. So nice. So the next thing we're going to do is create our cards for our book. So it shows each book individually. All right, so on this column, we're going to have 3 cards spread across the screen. So I'm going to use rectangle again. I just draw the rectangle like that. So now for the width of the rectangle, so I'm going to give it width of 125 by height of 160, border radius of 5. So the next thing I'm going to do is the text, the title of the book, the supposed title of the book. So I'm making the font size 14, and I'm just going to put label for now. So left align. So make sure your text are always left aligned, depending on whatever part of the screen you're working on. If you want some text on the right, let's be right aligned. So right aligned. So left aligned for the title. Then I need another text for the name of the author of the book. So I'm going to reduce this text size to 16 and making it regular. So the spacing, I'm going to select this 2 and auto layout it again. So if you notice very well, I'm using a lot of auto layouts. It's just to make the spacing between everything the same. So peradventure, even though I in the design, as design gets bigger, things you have used before will be reused, and if the spacing is not consistent, then that's a problem. So all right, so I'm going to give for the title the width of the text. The highest it can get to is 120. So it doesn't go more than 120. If it reaches 120, the next sentence is pushed to the next line. So it doesn't go outside the card region. So I'm going to select the text and I'm going to select the box, the rectangle rather, and auto layout everything also again. So now I'm going to left align it again. Now if you see, if I right align it, it starts a little bit from the edge of the box, but I'm going to left align so everything starts from the edge of the box. So now good, we're done with the card. So now since I'm using the card more than once, and peradventure I'm going to have 40 screens in my project along the line, and I'm going to use the same card, then if I need to change, for instance, the title size, I have to go into where all the 40 pages where I've used that size and change them manually. Trust me, you don't want to go through that. So what we're going to do now is create a component. So at the beginning of the video, I spoke about components. If you can remember, if you cannot remember, you can pause the video, go back and listen to what I spoke about again, so you get the idea of how it works. So to create a component, I right click and I go all the way down and click on create a component. But the shortcut is Ctrl Alt K for Windows. So I've created my component. So now what I can do is I can drag the component out of the design, then duplicate it into my design again. So it's going to be the child elements of the component. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my Alt and Shift and click on the component and drag. So it duplicates an instance of it and I leave. So it's inside my design already. So I left align it and I duplicate it again one more time. And I duplicate it one more time. All right, so we can see that I have 3 of that already. That makes the work easier. So what I'm going to do is again is I'm going to copy this one more time, take it down and change this to popular. So before I change that, now if I write popular, it stays, right? Because of it's still within the range of it. But if I write something like popular in demand, it still stays, right? So I'll do that. So it's popular, what gets stick with. Then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 3 and duplicate them again and drag them down. So our design is almost done. So don't worry about the spacing for now. We adjust everything as we move on. So we're going to have to create the bottom nav of the mobile screen. So now I'm going to use another rectangle from the beginning of the screen to the end of the screen, and the size of it should be 71. So 71. So at the bottom of the screen, we're going to have just 3 inputs for the navigation, which are supposed to be settings, home, and my books or bookshelf. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another text T and pull right label, and the label should be 14. font size, semi bold. So I'm going to duplicate this one more time. So 2 more times, because we have 3 things that are supposed to be there. So for the bookshelf, I bring it back down here, and it has zoom label, then settings, as zoom label. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is add auto layout to the 2 items, the icon and the label, so it remains the same way it has always been. So I'm just going to reduce the spacing between to 4, and I'm going to repeat it again for the remaining 2. Alright, so with that being done, so I'm just going to align everything together. Then I drag the 3 of them down my page into my frame. So since they are going to be at the bottom of the screen, so the home is supposed to be first. So let me just change the label name so you understand what we're talking about. Home, my books, which is the second one, and the third one, which is